Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, the one-stop shop for everything game related, featuring news, reviews and much more. I'm Sean aka Hungry Gamer and I'm joined here today by two very special guests who I'd like to welcome now. Hello NTSM Original.
Hey, what's up?
And hello Misfit.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Welcome to you both guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me today. I've been watching the live stream event from EA's Play. Going to talk about Sims 4 expansion pack Island Living.
Yes.
Fresh off the press.
I couldn't believe it actually. I was kind of shocked. Like I knew something was going to be announced. I knew it was hinting towards the island theme because we've been
The
seeing
Simmers,
a lot of,
the Simmers are right on point
We've
with
been
this
seeing
one.
a lot of speculation. I've been like stalking YouTube trying to find it all, But yeah, I knew something was gonna hit down. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. I mean, watching the whole thing. I had really high expectations for it because I thought it was gonna be Caribbean themed, and I was really waiting for something Caribbean themed because I am Caribbean, and I was really looking forward to that sort of island theme. But it's more like a Polynesian theme, which is still great. It just gave me the Moana feel. But yeah. Looking forward to it.
I do like the way they did some background research though in the
Yeah.
Polynesian culture and they integrated it within the game because that's what's really important because you don't want someone from that area playing the game and they're like, this is not how it is here.
Yeah, something really fake and phony and over the top. And I know it's a game, but when it's a bit more realistic, it feels a bit more natural, and I like that.
Okay, so there's some very good points there. But I'd just like to talk about the elephant in the room, guys. When comparing it to obviously
Island Paradise.
Yep,
so
the main event.
It's what we can see is that it's very similar. Some things are kind of cut and pasted right out of the previous series of Sims 3.
Even trailer wise as well, that was a bit
Yeah.
Exactly. When you go back to the trailer for Sims 3 Island Paradise, it's pretty much
like
You can see,
arranged in the same sort of way, isn't it?
Yeah.
you can see that they've just switched out certain water vehicles for other water vehicles.
It's kind of like putting a new skin on it.
I will say this though. I was shocked about the mermaids because I wasn't expecting that for some reason. But in Sims 3, when we had mermaids, it was more like you went and had your exploration at the bottom of the ocean and you found them, you got to interact with them a little bit. I haven't played Sims 3 in a very long time, so I don't really remember if there's any more that you get to do from that. But
I mean, speaking trailer wise, like what always gets me, and I always get excited while watching the trailers, only to find that you can't do half of the things that it makes it look like you can do in the trailer. So things
what stood out for you this time?
Well, you could see that the character who turns out to be a mermaid walking into the water, which they've claimed that you will be able to do. But you see the other characters kind of in the distance, watching her transform, sort of thing.
Oh, that's
and
fake.
having an animation for that. So
I don't think that's a thing. I feel like those little parts of it are made specifically for the intro to make it a story, to make it pop to you. Yeah, but things like that, like I'm hoping that the dance is actual animation in its own right, because sometimes you get like a tiny 1-2 step which is different, and then it goes back into the normal dance. And we don't get a real dance,
especially when you're seeing like groups of characters dancing together, and it just makes it look like, oh, okay, that's completely possible and
yeah. But I'm
accessible.
hoping that there is a new dance. I think there is probably going to be a new dance because they've got the whole ties in with the whole culture thing.
Okay, so let me ask you this, guys. Like, obviously, we're all Sims fans. We've been playing Sims as a series for years. There's a huge following for the Sims community and culture and everything. Do you feel like EA has answered to the needs of the community?
I think I don't know if the community was asking for this because I haven't been like watching what we've been requesting, because after Pets I think everyone simmered down a bit, everyone got what they wanted a bit, and especially after the weather and getting the rain, the seasons, especially after we got that, I feel like we were chill, we were calm, we weren't as upset as we've been in years past. I think now most simmers are quite excited for this sort of expansion pack because it's given us the element of another holiday destination, another island, another world just after Jungle Adventure, really. Which is sort of similar to Island Adventure because you get to explore with your whole household.
My favourite part was the fact that you can actually get in the water, not just like splash on the outskirts. You proper get inside the water.
Well, I mean,
There's water activities. She was floating. I mean, you can swim. But what I do really want to know is, can kids play in the water? Can toddlers play in the water? Because right at the end of the Sims, like free Island Paradise, you can kind of splash and play with your toddler in the water, which was cool for me. Whereas I've noticed a lot of the time when it comes with toddlers, they backtrack a little bit, they take things away.
Yeah.
I hope that they bring that with this pack, that you can actually have your toddler in the water as well, have water activities and. You know, I like the excavation, I like the diving, I like the new careers that come with it. But the water activities, it kind of makes me hopeful about traveling between worlds without loading.
Very far. I mean, that's a pipe dream at best.
I mean that's very worrying, isn't it? I mean, obviously they said it's a place that you're gonna live. You know, you're gonna work, you're gonna explore, you're going to be involved in the culture and of the island and you know the natural inhabitants of the island. But in terms of what Misfit was saying to me earlier anyway, I don't think it's going to be like a travel destination, like, you know, when your Sims are going
like
on holiday and stuff like that. So if you're in and if you're playing your base game in another town, no, I don't think you're going to be able to go to island living. Sorry, I almost said Island Paradise. I don't think you'll be going to island living as a holiday destination.
No, I think it is a world. It's gonna be a whole world, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing the plots of land that we get to play with. Like how many plots are available for us to actually move on. I hope it's not like 3 like in some expansion packs that we get
and
a bit disappointed with. I hope we have a very amount that we can live on.
I mean, that would be nice. I mean, and they actually have said in the stream that, you know, you'll be able to live in various parts of the island and quite close to volcano.
Oh yeah,
that volcano.
That's gonna be look really good though, didn't it?
I wonder if it's just gonna be kind of like the seasons where when you have thunderstorms, it kind of destroys things, or if it's gonna destroy a whole house, which I doubt it will. But I mean, I go quite extreme. The last time I had an opportunity when I was featured with Bros with Froze, and I got to do an interview with EA, and I was asking this was before we had seasons. I was asking about seasons. I was going in. I was like, we're gonna have tsunamis, so it might be a little bit my fault that we have thunderstorms that destroys our items and it costs us money because we have to replace things. Sorry guys, because that annoys me. But at the same time, it is very realistic. But I feel like the thunderstorms are way too frequent.
Well, so, I don't know how interactable the volcano will be really.
Because do you think it's going to be a frequent explosions, like when it's like winter,
do you know what?
Hurricane
do you know what?
season?
Do you know what just popped into my head? You know, like sometimes when you are making your house from scratch and you get to put the traits on the house, it could be something like that where you you may be able to have like a trait for a destructive house, you know, more frequent volcano eruptions and stuff like that. They might have options for it. I mean, when you first move in, you get what you get in it, but I feel like when you're living around it and then you get to tweak the house traits.
That'd be interesting.
Maybe that could be a possibility. I have no idea.
I hope so, because I wouldn't want my house to constantly be attacked by volcanoes if I do move my families in there.
Sounds a lot like Sim City. Sort of
well,
disasters happening just randomly.
I mean, it was built on the platform of Sim City, so anything can happen.
Now we're touching on a much more controversial subject.
Yeah, let's leave that alone for today.
For you guys don't know, we've been having back and forth conversations as to why these games were changed from Sims 3. You know, you was able to sort of roam around city to city and actually travel about instead of just having loading screens. Now they've said that this is due to how they based the core game off of Sims City instead of doing it off of Sims 3. So they said they're kind of unable to do without the loading screens. But anyway, that's
another whole topic.
That's a topic we'll probably cover on another video anyway. So getting back to the expansion pack, what else kind of stood out for you guys?
Oh, the dolphins. That's got to be
Dolphin.
number one. There's got to be. The mine sound more like a pony, but anyway, it's got to be number one because I've never seen dolphins as far as I'm aware in Sims.
That's a brand new feature. Then.
But my only concern with the dolphins is that the interaction time between the sim and it isn't going to be very long. I mean, they did mention on the live stream that you can befriend it, but I'm like, to what degree is it going to be? Are they actually going to be a friend in my friend box, or is it just like you've quote unquote made friends with them? So, and then do they remember you when you return, or is it the same dolphin? Are there multiple dolphins? Like, I go very deep with Sims, like, but you know.
Also, I think like, is there going to be a difference between the interactions between the normal humans interacting with the dolphins compared to the interactions that they would have with the people?
Well, there must be.
They said that they hinted that there might be like a special interaction between mermaid and dolphin. They kind of played with your feelings. You know, they could probably just be hyping you up a little bit. It's hard to say.
Well, I mean, because mermaids now are just still real Sims, right? They're still people. So you're probably going to have the same amount of interactions as a normal Sim does. But if there's any special interactions, as far as being a mermaid, hopefully there should be something special about them because they're mer people. They should have something a little bit special about them.
Okay, one thing I want to talk about is, what did they call them? The aqua... What do they say again? Aquazips.
Yeah.
Which are jet skis?
A very strange names for jet skis there.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is Sims. So, you know, they're quite... they're Simish. They're unorthodox in their methods.
I know. For the Americans out there, obviously, we're saying jet skis. I know you guys say wave runners, but, you know...
Or wave riders.
Wave riders. Yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah.
But, I love the idea of doing that. I like to give my Sims activities. I hope you can take the child on it with you.
I bet you're getting a bit too optimistic now.
I don't think that's possible. Do you know why?
Think about it. Real life, you never have a child.
Yeah, you do.
Do you?
Yeah,
you sound a bit questionable.
No, you do.
Or maybe you've just taken some child out on a jet ski before. You know?
I just know people that have had children on a jet ski. I'm not talking toddlers. I mean children. So they can sit on the back and hold on to you, stuff like that. You know.
Not to stray too far from the jet ski topic, but like I didn't see very many kids in this trailer, really, apart from on the beach.
The mischief child.
I didn't really see them in the water too much.
No,
so,
you had them playing and building sandcastles.
So questionable if they can really do too much interaction with the water, like we said before. But anyway, back to the jet skis.
Yeah, well, I like the jet skis. What other motor vehicles were there?
They had the boats. They had the boats on the water.
Boats, didn't they?
So they were sailing around.
In my opinion, they could have done with some of that sky flying activities.
Parasailing.
Parasailing, cool. Something like that.
Yeah.
Would have been really great addition, I think.
Well, the new thing that I liked the most was, well, apart from the dolphins, but what was it? Conservationist?
Oh, being able to
as a job. That's
take a career as a
that's quite cool,
isn't it?
Because that was another thing that was unexpected because. Seeing them pick up the trash and stuff, I was like, wow, that's really deep. Like they're bringing that, they're bringing the whole global warming,
environmentalists.
Yeah.
It's very important.
I think that's pretty cool.
And you can see that they're touching off of real world elements and aspects.
The fact that you have to clean up the world to make it stay sustainably nice, within the game. So if you don't keep it clean or something, it will go back to looking like a mess. And
I wonder if like you simply have no Sims taking care of it, what would be the result of that?
I think it would just go to shit. I mean, sorry. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Bloopers,
apologies for all you Hungry Gamer listeners out there.
Sorry, young viewers. I won't do it
bad
again.
NTSM Original. Very bad.
I won't do it again.
We don't do swearing on this channel.
Sorry. Go nasai. But
alright, good. Moving on.
But I think that... What were we even talking about again?
the trash.
Yeah, I think that's a very good thing to put in the game. I do think that the Sims will have to keep will have to do the upkeep of that for it to stay fresh, because they were talking about the butterflies, and obviously they aren't gonna appear if it's really messy. So
but you might have flies.
I
the
think
place is messy and whatnot.
Sims will probably start gagging and stuff like that.
I do like the new careers because one of my Sims, I've got a son in one of my families and he loves to fish. He's been fishing from day one. I don't really know why, but his skill is really high on fishing. So I can imagine, like, I was always sad that you can't really do much with fishing other than sell the fish to make money or mount it, or, you know. But if he can maybe grow up to be a fisherman now, that's quite cool. Maybe he wants to move to the island when he gets older. It just gives options for, like, more hobby type activities to become careers. And I kind of like how they've introduced that with, like, the kind of freelance career stuff.
Yeah, that's new.
So it's nice to bring these little things in where you can actually start making money from things that they've done from a child, because there's not very much you can do as a child hobby wise that could make money. So, you know, it's cool.
And it's no, go on.
I was just wondering, guys,
diving.
Was fishing ever like a skill that people, you know, there was a certain types of skills that people just can build up?
Yeah, it's definitely a skill.
It was a skill, because I have had, you know, I've had a break away from the Sims genre for a little while, so, you know.
His last play was Sims 3, so you've dabbled in some Sims 4, but you're not a simmer anymore. You're not a simmer anymore.
Well, this is why we're special guests.
Yes. I play every day.
You're not. I'm not regarding you as special anymore.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, I've had a breakaway, but I have had you know, a little gameplay with Sims 4. And my experiences was fair. I didn't like the loading screens and all that, because it was a big difference for me. So, you know, I liked being able to have the characters roam around and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, like, obviously, I've told you before, I was having my experience was a bit buggy at times, having the clowns overtake like my whole city and everything like that. That was crazy.
I've never had that, thank God.
They were everywhere. They were like a plague. Everyone, like, all your favorite little Sims, like, and then you see them walking down the road, they all like got the little clown afro, like what is it, Sideshow Bob or whatever. No, the other clown, Krusty. Yeah. They had the whole Krusty thing going on,
and
it
was crazy.
It was creepy. It was too much, and we had to find mods and stuff to like turn that off because it was too much. But
So what else was there anything else we missed from the island?
Diving
in.
Diving
so you can actually like going deep sea diving, isn't it?
But that was also a career.
Yeah, diving instructor. What else? Let's list the careers for people. So we've mentioned excavationists. Is that what they're called?
Conservationists.
Sorry, conservationists. We've got the fishermen or fisherwomen.
Let's not be gender phobes there.
Diving instructors. Diving instructors.
Yeah.
What else came?
Bodyguards. No, lifeguards.
Lifeguards. Yeah.
So I think that's probably it, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's 4 new careers I've counted, I think, which is nice. It's nice to add careers into the game. It's been a while since we've had one, I think.
Yeah, it brings a bit of a new dynamic into things, and hopefully, these careers, you know, there's more than just like one thing you can do with them. Hopefully, there's, you know, different options.
You mean like interactively,
careers? You know.
Well, I think lifeguard and stuff like that. That's pretty interactive. Because I remember in Sims 3 when they were actually drowning and stuff like that, you would have to go out there and save them and drag them back and stuff like that. Yeah. The other one, picking up trash, that's interactive, I would assume.
I imagine it being like a bit like the Doctor careers, and where you physically go out and you have tasks that you have to do, like a checklist every day. In comparison to where they just disappear into nothingness and they're doing a job.
Yeah. I'd say it's pretty.
It's really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. Well, I mean, I know we're coming near the end of our time.
There's still one thing I want to mention.
All right, yeah, go on, NTSM.
No, my big thing is food. So, like, when I saw the kava drink, the traditional drink, Polynesian drink, I was like, wow, I was pretty impressed that they did a bit more research. They got something that's an actual dish or a replica of a sort of dish. So I'm interested to see that as a drink. I'm also interested to see and find out what the other dishes are, if they're going to make some more dishes. And if it's going to be something like what City Life, where they introduce all these new dishes and you have to collect them as you go, recipe wise, to be able to make them.
NTSM actually really loves doing that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure her Sims has collected every single recipe available.
Yeah.
One of my Sims actually poisoned and killed the whole family, and I was really distressed. Obviously, I had to exit the game straight to main menu.
Oh yeah.
The only people that survived were the children and the toddlers, because the toddlers refused to eat it, and the children just
Good on them.
couldn't die like that, because obviously children don't seem to die; they get taken away by social services, right? So yeah, I killed friends and my whole family, and it was a big family.
That was
distressing.
Was that at the wedding? Because that was epic.
No, that wasn't a wedding.
Oh,
That was another disaster. So we have a lot of sim disasters. What I do.
What I do is I just let them like try all the little dishes and cook them themselves, and then maybe open up my own restaurant and stuff like that, and then have different family spin-offs, different storylines. So yeah, but yeah, that's all what I'm looking forward to. The ancient spirits that they had, the little ghost people, that you have to, I guess, interact with or
it seems as if they get angry if you don't look after the island. So you have different interactions. So it seems like ghosts, but ones that maybe can bother you more. Because I see ghosts around that all the time, and they don't
ghosts
really.
Is nothing new.
But
I suppose if an island spirit is gonna come and get up in your face and you know, just kind of bother you about your everyday life, just because they're not happy with what you're doing, then I think that's going to be quite impactful and in your play style as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Another thing to think about, the new traits that they said that they might be doing or something.
Did they tell us the traits?
I don't remember them actually ironing out what those traits would be.
Yeah.
So I guess there's more to discover, but it'll be interesting. Yeah. What do you guys think the traits are going to be?
Yeah.
I
mean, traits or new behaviours or something.
Yeah, I imagine that you're going to have people that either love the sea or love the beach as, you know, something that you can add on to your sim, because you can have people that love summer, for example, and hate winter because of seasons. Yeah.
I personally think it's going to be, or they might add some personalities. Like, you know, you might have somebody that's quite goofy and wacky, and you know,
or like
kind of like out there sort of characters that you want to just be like
typical surfer guy.
Yeah, you might have a surfer guy be like, "Hey man,"
yeah,
you know, and then you might have some sort of weird other type of personality characters. So, who knows? We'll see in the coming months and towards later and down the line.
Before we sign off about this, the island living, let's talk about the outfits and the hairstyles.
Oh yeah.
So obviously, not to be a hater, but modders do so much better at creating outfits for Sims and hairstyles. But however, I did like more the male hairstyles, the little boy's hairstyle that we saw. I liked it. It was pretty cool. The little, you know, rebel child.
I did like the first woman. Her
mermaid.
hair. Yeah, the mermaid. I loved her puffy hair. It was quite cool. I've never seen that sort of style in Sims. It's nice to see them add some texture to people's hairs.
Yeah, I think there was a guy that had a nice hairstyle too, like an adult hairstyle.
And he had like half shaved.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? And so he had hair in the middle and the centre of his head.
Yeah. And I like the clothes. I mean, not all of them. Sorry, but it's nice to see they've tried to incorporate some tropical flair, some
what
patterns.
they were going for. You can see what they're going for, even if the execution doesn't.
It has given me that sort of island life theme, so they've done the job well with that. I can't wait to see what modders do with all these meshes that they've got now.
Come on, EA. Let's be real. Yeah, there's so many good modders out there producing so many, you know, good assets to your game. Come on, just hire them.
It would be nice to see. Yeah, it would be nice to see some modders get hired by EA. That would be so cool.
Or maybe like throw in a package where you select like 5 modders, you give them X amount of money, and you give them a pack to create, and you can release it and you sell it. You make more money. I personally would like it for free, but I know that's not gonna happen. You know?
No, but I would even pay for that.
It gives you incentive. I mean,
have like a monthly competition or something or like a yearly competition where different modders can entry their, you know, their items or their hair or whatever it is, and then you pick from that pack and maybe give them like a little commission job or something to make this one pack, something like that. That would be really good for the community, I think.
Yeah, or maybe actually having the community see everybody's upload and choosing them. So it's actually the community choosing the best 5 that can go over to EA, because and then EA can maybe choose between that.
They've done
the 1, 2, 3, or even up to 5 products that they want to add into the main game.
Because they've done a little community based thing before where you got to design, or it wasn't us designing it, but it was more EA choosing different designs and we got to vote on it. So they've tried to incorporate the simmers in, like, and get them involved in a later pack, but I wasn't personally too interested in it because it just was a little bit limiting. But I do feel like if they got a bit more involved with modders who produce their own things and try to take their designs and get our take on what we like, as in getting mods and stuff, I think if they try that, a combination of that, and then try to make an expansion pack with that, I think that would be a good way to play it.
Yeah, I mean, they already took the first step with the laundry pack, where they had us vote on things that we'd like to see in the game. So, I mean, they're very welcoming. I remember Sims 3, like, if you got mods and then they updated the game, and your mods were then glitched forever until, like, they released the new CC content. But now they kind of help the modders incorporate better. So they're really welcoming and opening to modders out there, and I really appreciate them. Because without modders, I probably wouldn't be playing, if I'm being really honest. But they saved the day a little bit. But
it just gives that extra option, you know. It's nice to have options, isn't it?
Or it would be lovely, EA, if you brought back maybe the color wheel and, like, the swatches, just so that we could incorporate our own.
That was wicked.
That was epic for us. Because that's why
allow us to customize.
That's why I really rely on modders today, because they bring us those options that are missing in the game.
But even with modders, because it's selected ones, like they might add on sets of colors, but it's really confined. Still, it's really still quite confined to what is possible for you to put on. Not knocking them down or anything. I think they're doing a bang up job. You know, their asset to putting stuff into the game for the community to use.
So talking about putting things into the game, to keep it positive, they introduced 2 other things, right? There was the Pride.
Oh yeah.
And I personally think it was Mischino, but is this just a British pronunciation of Mischino?
Oh, they say Mischino, isn't it?
Yeah, Mischino.
I have no idea.
So that will be interesting to see what comes out of that pack. And I like the whole unisex bathrooms idea, because I hate when I try to send my sim to the toilet and it's the wrong toilet, and then they don't use their common sense and go to the right gender toilet. So I kind of like the idea of unisex toilets in the public places anyway.
Okay.
It's nice that they're including everybody in the Sims world. That's really nice to see.
Yeah,
unifying everybody.
Again, they're really taking off aspects of human life and real life and real aspects, so that's great to see. I think the last thing to touch on, guys, before we call it a day, they revealed what magic
What was it?
What was it called?
They said they were hinting at, like, spell and
basically
a magic pack in it, a magic.
It's witchery, Wicca maybe. They didn't quite give it a name.
No, but
they just hinted, right?
It just sounds like Harry Potter to me. So
I think they did give it a name, but
I can't remember. I'm so sorry.
Remember at this moment in time. But anyway, it's something going to be involving witches and spells and wizardry and all that kind of stuff. So
my only thought on that is that I wish that when they were releasing these sorts of things, they just released it as a supernatural pack, because it just made the most sense to have all these different elements in one and make it a one big bundle.
But they did do a supernatural pack before.
Yeah, they've done that before, but they've been doing the same-ish stuff. So I was kind of expecting it to come out that way, rather than you have mermaids in this pack and you have vampires pack and
then you have Strangerville, which I refuse to download because I'm really worried about my town being very corrupt with crazy people. Like, I don't have the energy for it. I don't get to play all the time, so I kind of like to keep my game as straightforward as possible. There's times where I go away from the game for a few months, I come back and I've got this like household of 8 plus a dog, and I'm just like, what was I doing? And I can't control them as easily. What was the storyline? Because we like to create storylines, so I haven't got Strangerville at the moment, and it just seemed a bit too much for me personally.
Okay.
I mean, I love vampires. I just got that late, but that's really fun for me because I like playing with random characters sometimes. But sometimes, Strangerville's a top-notch sort of level for me. But each their own. Everyone wants to play with what they want to play with, and it's nice to see that they have different options for everybody as well. So
that's really great stuff. And me personally, I liked the nightlife at Sims 3. So I know there's something quite similar.
So they got like a celebrity. What they have is a celebrity.
Get famous.
Get famous.
Get
Okay.
famous.
Yes,
So
that rings a bell.
that one, that's where you have your acting career. You have all the celebrities. That I guess it's not essentially nightlife, but you can make your own bars and stuff from it, and they can have their own clubs.
Okay.
Which segregates celebrities from normal people, but I mean normal Sims. But yeah, there's interaction between them as well.
Okay, so great stuff. So I'll, yes, I have to try to break back into the Sims world slowly but surely. But question of the day for you guys: will you be pre-ordering?
So I think if the price is right, I definitely will pre-order, because usually you get a really good discount on pre-orders, and sometimes they accidentally release it early. I love that because of the time difference. But I think I'll probably pre-order this one. It's got some really nice features. Like I said, I like the fact that you can really go into the water and interact with the island as you naturally would if it was in the real world. So I probably will pre-order this one.
Okay, so that's a yes from Misfit.
It's a possibility. I'm not really one to pre-order too much in general, unless there's like an incentive for me, like you get something physical or a poster or something. So I'm on the fence, but I will say I'm really looking forward to this game when it's released, because I will definitely be playing it. So.
Alright, and I think for me, I would definitely just have to wait and see what's what's actually more revealed in terms of gameplay before I can kind of say that I would like to acquire it. And that's I look forward to seeing what more they have. Well, anyway guys, that will be it for this video. I'd just like to thank once again for joining me in this chat and debate and discussion. So thank you to you both, NTSM Original and Misfit. And thank you guys for joining us here today. And I'd just like to say we're going to be following E3, so expect more videos. Alright, see you in the next one. Bye.